just announced that the Russian party is coming here very soon. International party, we have to exit. And allow the Russian party exit. This is of course the Bhajan Kutir, Samari, Gorky Shurdas, so we'll go to Daneshwar and we can continue Kirtan there. Daneshwar Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
So we went Parikrama with Kirtan. Very inspired. Okay. Thank you very much. If you are enthusiastic, we will be enthusiastic.
So this is Temple Devavanda Mat at the back. This is the heel of Lord Raha. Maybe about 4:30. Lord Raha. 4 o'clock. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're in Navadwipa. Right? We came from Navadwipa into Navadwipa. Kola means the Lord Varaha appeared here in the Satya Yuga. Actually, the Lord comes in Navadvipa in every Yuga. Yuga, Sambhavani, Yuga, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So he comes here in Navadvipa in every Yuga. In Satya Yuga, he was here is Varaha. Actually, there's going to be a drama after, not right away, after some time. While we're here in this place, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. I'm telling them don't leave, right? How long it takes to go to the camp? Only 1 hour to the camp, right? 1 hour. So, well, we want you this morning. No walking today, right? A bit difficult to keep together, coming through Navadwipa, narrow streets.
Very crowded temples. Anyway, somehow so many of you are here now, this afternoon. So I was saying in every age the Lord comes. Satya Yuga, he came as Lord Varaha. When we go to Navadwipa, we will hear how Lord Ramachandra appeared there. Lord Ramachandra comes in Treta Yuga. Then Dwapara Yuga, Lord Krishna also came here. We will hear tomorrow how Lord Krishna appears. We will see a nice drama and I think that pastime. And of course in the Kali Yuga, the Lord appears here in his Mahabhadanaya avatar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Varaha appeared here to the Brahmana in this Koladweep. Koladweep, what is the process in Koladweep? Padasevanam? Is it? Padasevanam. So we're doing our Padasevanam. Coming here on the Parikrama, worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord. So Lord Varaha appeared in the Satya Yuga, the drama that's in the response to a Brahmana. A Brahmana was very eager to see the form of the Lord. And he was worshipping and praying, and then the Lord appeared to fulfill his desires. So this is one Leela which took place here in Koladweep. Actually, the worship of Lord Varaha, we notice somehow in our movement it's not very popular. Many people like to worship Lord Nrsimhadev, but we don't see too many people worshipping Lord Varaha. But in South India, there are some very wonderful temples of Lord Varaha, and usually you would see Nrsimhadev and Varaha both worshipped together. In Nepal, I also saw that. In Nepal, temples are there with Nrsimhadev and also Lord Varaha. So Lord Varaha is shown here, but this temple is called Devavanda Mat because this is the place where Devavanda got forgiven for his offences. Devavanda Pandit was residing here in Navadwipa, and he was a great Pandit speaking on Srimad Bhagavatam, and he had many students also hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from him on a regular basis. So Srivas Pandit, as we know, he is also a resident of Mayapur. He was very much desiring to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, because in those times, at the times of Mahaprabhu, there were not many Vaishnavas. Everybody was worshipping Kali and Durga and Chandi, and all of this kind of worship was going on. But there were no devotees of the Lord. There were no Vaishnavas. And nobody was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. It is very rare. So Srivas Pandit desired to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So he came to this place where Devavanda Pandit was having his school, and he sat in the group with the other students to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. But hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, the potency of Srimad Bhagavatam was so great that it awakened the bhava within Srivas Pandit, and Srivas Pandit began to exhibit all kinds of ecstatic symptoms, and he began to shed tears and roll on the ground. So it was a disturbance to the class, and the members in the class, they did not understand. They thought, he's just disturbing us. We cannot hear Srimad Bhagavatam because of him. And they roughly picked him up and carried him out and dropped him outside the classroom. So Srivas Pandit was brought back to external consciousness. He was in transcendental consciousness, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. But after being roughly abused, he was brought out of the classroom and dropped on the ground harshly, and he came back to his external consciousness. And he lamented that he was not able to hear further Srimad Bhagavatam in that assembly. So because Devavanda Pandit, he was the teacher, and he did not take any action, he did not instruct his students. Devavanda Pandit had to get reactions for this offensive behavior. Vaishnav aparat. This is the mad elephant offense. The first offense in chanting the holy name, to offend the devotees of the Lord. So Devavanda Pandit, because of his students, he had to carry the reactions for their offense. He was there and he did not instruct them. The students, they could not recognize the transcendental nature of the symptoms of ecstatic love which Srimad Pandit was displaying. But Devavanda Pandit, as the teacher and supposed to be scholar of Srimad Bhagavatam, he should have known. But he did not do anything. Therefore, he had to suffer the reactions for this offense. So, of course, this is very, very dangerous to offend the devotees of the Lord. So later on, Devavanda Pandit had approached Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for blessings, for mercy. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, I will never give you blessings because you're an offender to pure devotees. The Lord can tolerate offenses against himself, but he cannot tolerate offenses against his devotees. The example is given that we can tolerate the heat of the sun on our head, but if you have to tolerate it on your feet, it's very difficult. If you have to walk particularly on hot sand, when the sand has been exposed to sunlight all day, then it becomes very hot and you'll get blisters on your feet. But the head can tolerate. So in the same way, the Lord can tolerate offenses against himself, but he cannot tolerate any offenses against his pure devotees. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Devavanda Pandit, I will never give you blessings. You're an offender of pure devotees. However, later on, Devavanda Pandit took the opportunity to render service to a Vaishnava. Vakreshwara Pandit was a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he would regularly dance in kirtan for 18 and 30 hours at a stretch. Right? We dance in kirtan a few hours and we're, wow, I need a rest. But Vakreshwara Pandit could dance for many, many hours together. So on one occasion, Vakreshwara Pandit was performing kirtan and dancing, and Devavanda Pandit took it on himself to control the crowd, because when he was dancing, many people gathered round him to observe. And Devavanda Pandit took it as a service to keep the people back so that they did not disturb his chanting and dancing. So because he did this service for Vakreshwara Pandit, Lord Chaitanya was very pleased with him. And then he instructed him and told him, he said, you have done service for a Vaishnava, now you should go to Srivas Pandit and you should beg forgiveness for your offense against him. Then that will help you. Devavanda Pandit desired to understand Srimad Bhagavatam more fully. However, Lord Chaitanya told him, don't ever think that you have understood Srimad Bhagavatam. Every word in the Srimad Bhagavatam is very rich in meanings. Just like we know how Om Vishnupad Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he spoke on the first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam for 30 days. And Srila Prabhupada, our own founder Acharya, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, said that he could have spoken much more. That was only just his introduction to the first verse. Because every word of the Srimad Bhagavatam is very rich in meaning. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, he revealed the depth of meaning in the Srimad Bhagavatam when he was asked to explain the Atmarama sloka to, well, first of all to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and then later on to Srila Sanatana Goswami. Right? You all know Atmarama verse? Atmaramascha munayo nirgranta apiruprame kurvanti ahaitakim bhaktim Pitambuta guno hare. So Lord Chaitanya explained this. First of all, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya explained meaning of each word. He gave one meaning of each word. So it meant about 13, 12 different meanings. But then Lord Chaitanya went on to explain the meaning of the verse in 64 different ways without touching on any of the meanings given by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And then later on he explained the verse again more elaborately to Sanatana Goswami. So Lord Chaitanya, because he is Krishna himself, he could explain the full meaning of every word in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But Lord Chaitanya told Devavanda Pandit, don't you think that you can understand the full meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the literary incarnation of the Lord himself. So Devavanda Pandit was able to get instruction from Lord Chaitanya to go to Srivas Pandit and beg forgiveness for his offences. So this place, this is the place where Devavanda Pandit became relieved from his offences. So we've come here also. We want to beg forgiveness for any offences we may have committed, knowingly or unknowingly, to the Vaishnavas. Just like we do every morning in our temple. Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, introduced
this process after the Mangal Arti. Srila Prabhupada, when he first came back to India after being in America, he brought with him many of the leaders from different centers in USA. They had been temple presidents. We were hearing a little about them from Mahavishnu Swami. He was talking how there were leaders like Guru Kripa Maharaj, and there was Tamal Krishna Goswami, and then Madhuvisa Swami, right? These kind of people, powerful, very strong personalities, powerful with a lot of energy. So it was difficult for them all to work together because they were all used to having their own temples and being in charge, and all of a sudden they were all together and trying to work together. So there would be a lot of arguments. This is, people like Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, when he was very young and big and powerful, he was expert in swimming and wrestling. He was the champion. And so then there was people like Brahmananda, who had also been a wrestler. And he was a heavyweight wrestler. He was really big. And then Gargani, these people, very powerful personality, big, strong. So it was difficult for them all to work together. And Prabhupada understood how difficult it was for them. So therefore Prabhupada told them, every morning after Mangal Arati, you must offer obeisances to each other. And in this way, you can be relieved from any offenses you may commit. So here also in this place, we will take the opportunity to offer our humble obeisances and to beg forgiveness for any offenses we may have committed. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki. Okay. So now we will hear from His Grace Sundarlal Prabhu Brahmachari. Still Brahmachari, but he's taking sannyas soon. He's going to speak to us about Krodhamaya. So next speaker, we invite Mohan Rup Prabhu. After leading an ecstatic kirtan on the way here, we still got some energy to deliver a speech. The deities have opened. We ask everyone turn to the side. Don't keep your back to the deities. You can see Lord Varaha on the left altar there, above Lord Jagannath. Radha Vinod Bihari and Radha Srimati Radharani, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And on the extreme right, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So we still have to speak about Dhaneshwar Mahaprabhu. We visited the temple there, so we're going to hear from His Holiness Nrsinga Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Nrsinga Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj. Just a little more in relation to that worship of Vishnu Priya. As I was explaining this morning, that when Lord Ramachandra sent Mother Sita back to the ashram of Valmiki, although she was pregnant, after she delivered her twin sons, Lava and Kush, then Mother Sita returned to the earth. Lord Ramachandra was left to rule the kingdom on his own without Sita, so he had a deity made of Sita. So in the Kali Yuga, situation was reversed. Lord Chaitanya left home, and the wife, Vishnupriya, was left there, so she had the deity of Lord Gauranga made, and she worshipped the deity. And in this way she served Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through the deity. So now we're going to hear one more speaker. We have His Grace Rukmini Krishna Prabhudas from Punjabi Bharat. So we can take darshan of the deities, and then we will go to the camp, because it's late for us. It's about 1 hour to reach the camp, so it's late. So please take darshan first, and then we'll proceed.